私知らなかった。青空が欲しい人がこんなにたくさんいるなんて。
Oh,
Weathering with You.
oh God, here it comes.
Okay, so we'll start with non-spoilers because this is fairly new.
Yep.
But yeah,
So,
no, I had a blast.
oh, you liked it?
I quite liked it. Yes.
Yeah, because I think it's like probably in like the t top tier of Shinkai films. Like it's
I,
not as it's I don't think it's great as Your Name, but for something that's like, you know, after like success, like you get like the breakout feature, and then like you make people filmmakers think their next film, and people go, "What the hell was that?" I think this I think this one was almost as great.
well, the only thing I'll say is because Your Name was so hyped, and this is my own fault. Because so many people were talking about Your Name, and they were like, "Your name, your name, your name," like so many random people. It was very similar to like Attack on Titan season 1 was very popular while I was in high school. And I was like, I mean, it's good, but is it like the most popular thing ever? Um, because of that, I think my viewing of Your Name was a little bit diminished because going into it, it was literally like, oh hey, I want everything from this film. Whereas Weathering with You, I didn't have as many expectations because I heard a lot of people, many taglines that I saw is like, oh, it's good, but it's no Your Name.
Like, yeah,
And
which is something I want to bring up in like the non-spoiler view of like the main criticism I've been hearing in a lot of reviews that I kind of find kind of laughable.
uh huh,
Like people say this is like just a recreation of Your Name, of just
I
like
would,
fan service, and
I
it's
would
it's
completely
not really
disagree
much original. And that's funny because that's the exact same complaint that The Force Awakens had, like being like just a remake of the original Star Wars. And once
yeah.
again, I'm gonna say this, like just because it's like you see similar like imagery, and like it kind of like you know like kind of has like it's in the same place like Tokyo, like doesn't mean like it's like the exact same movie, because like I do think the stories are completely different, the characters are completely different in
For sure.
my eyes, especially like the endings I feel are completely different.
Definitely. And the one thing I'd throw out is if you're comparing the two, or if you're comparing Your Name to something, I think Your Name, for me, for whatever reason, is way more comparable to 5 centimeters per second. They're just very different in their approaches for that. But yeah, no, I think this is interesting to me because I've wanted Makoto Shinkai to dive a little bit more into fantasy. And I feel like he does that here in a way that I really enjoyed. And he still manages to balance both of them. The one thing that I was getting to was saying I was a little bit low on Your Name. I think this might be my favorite Makoto Shinkai film.
Oh
And
really? This
yeah,
like this new one?
yeah, and I'm not sure because I really love 5 centimeters per second. Um, but I think most of it is just the fact that like Weathering with You, when I was in the theater, I really wasn't like in the best mood. I was driving through traffic, trying to get to the theater in time. I was a little hungry. I don't know. The day was not the best. And then I sat in the theater and I was like, you know what? If I don't like this, like, yeah, I guess I'll have to talk about like some of these excuses. And then the film immediately won me over. There's just a lot of whimsy to it that I think is capturing. I'd say for me, and I'm not even sure if this translates to other people, but I think this has a lot of Hosoda storytelling in it. So that's why I get a little like Hosoda mixed with Shinkai, because I think it's similar to something like Mirai, even in like plot progression ways, if that makes difficult to talk about, but I just find the characters so likable and that unique world is so fun. And yeah, no, I just walk away like being like, okay, you had brilliant animation. You tackled like my one sort of minor gripe with you where I want you to do more fantastical elements of this. I don't know, like all the characters were fun. I just walked away from it being like this movie won me over like wholeheartedly. Um and I had a really fun time. You also
Yes.
rated it highly though, so
Like, yeah, 9 out of 10.
yeah, nice. We did it, team.
We
Trying to,
made it.
yeah, I don't know what I would rate this. I was trying not to do ratings for 2020. But yeah, no, I'd probably go with Esteban either like a 9 or an 8, just so I get the graphic up there. And I guess I'll throw in this part. Actually, I'll throw in this part later. If you want to check out more reviews from all that film, as well as a spoiler discussion on this very film, check the boxes down below. And of course, as always, make sure to smash that subscribe button.